E.N.D here. One of the Japanese anime that I really liked when I was a kid, and I'm still today, that I'm in my late 30s. I still love it. It's Saint Seiya. I really like Saint Seiya so much that one of my precious collections includes these Saint Seiya mid-cloths. I really like them, I really love them, and I have quite a good number of these figures, and as I said, is one of my favorite collection. Today I want to do a comparison between the Gold Saints. The Gold Saints are the most, I think, famous characters in Saint Seiya. When I was a kid, I always dreamed of becoming one of the Gold Saints. This video will have a comparison between the Gold Saints of Saint Seiya, the original series, versus Saint Seiya, the Lost Canvas. This is one of those figures from Lost Canvas. This is Benno Kagao. And I'm going to do a comparison between the 12 Gold Saints of the original saga, that is the original first 12 Gold Saints that we were introduced, versus the Gold Saints of the Lost Canvas. Unfortunately for Lost Canvas, we only have 2 seasons of animation. For those that like to see the animation of the anime of Lost Canvas, but if you read the full manga, you understand how powerful these 12 or 24 Gold Saints are. Let's begin with the first comparison. Obviously, I'm going in the order of the 12 centuries, 12 temples. The first temple is Ares Mu, the Gold Saint of Ares Mu. This is from the original saga, the original century arc, versus obviously Ares Sion. Ares Sion, which is and will become eventually the master, the teacher of Ares Mu. So a comparison between Ares Mu and Ares Sion from Lost Canvas. In my opinion, Ares Mu is more stronger than Ares Sion of the Lost Canvas, and there's one reason why. First of all, Ares Sion in Lost Canvas have been granted the gold status, the gold cloth, recently, and that means he's like a juvenile Gold Saint. Even though he's a very strong, and even though he will become the Grand Pope of the century in the arc of Ares Mu and the teacher of Ares Mu, but if you compare Ares Mu from the century arc versus the Ares Sion in Lost Canvas, I would say that Ares Mu was much stronger than Ares Sion. Therefore, in my opinion, for the time being, is 1-0 original animation. Next one is Taurus Aldebaran versus Taurus Aldebaran / Rasgado. Yes, the Taurus Saint, the Taurus Gold Saint, always take the name of Aldebaran. Aldebaran is the most biggest star in the Taurus constellation. Taurus Rasgado versus Taurus Aldebaran. Both saints are extremely strong, extremely physically strong, but I have to give this one to Taurus Rasgado. Taurus Rasgado during Lost Canvas have shown immense strength, immense power, and also mercy and respect for his opponent. So, in my opinion, Taurus Rasgado is much stronger than Taurus Aldebaran of the original animation saga. So that means we are 1-1. Next one is Gemini Saga versus Gemini Defteros. Defteros is the Gold Saint of Lost Canvas of Gemini, and Saga is the Gold Saint of the original animation and the first villain of the animation. Even though he has a double personality, here we have the good part of Gemini Saga, and between these two, I think the strongest out of them is Gemini Saga. Gemini Saga is considered as the most powerful Gold Saint of the first and original animation of Saint Seiya. Therefore, I think he outpowers Defteros, and that means we are 2-1 for original saga. Next is the fourth temple and fourth sign of the zodiac, that is Cancer. Here we have Cancer Death Mask versus Cancer Manigoldo. Here, in my opinion, there is no comparison. Cancer Manigoldo is extremely more powerful than Cancer Death Mask. I consider Cancer Death Mask as the weaker out of the 12 gold saints of the original saga, and Cancer Manigoldo wins, hands down, on Cancer Death Mask. You have to remember also that in Lost Canvas, Cancer Manigoldo manages to defeat, thanks to his master, the god Thanatos. In this, now we are 3-2 for Lost Canvas. Let's go. Sorry, we are 2-2 for both of them, because Gemini was 2-1. Now it's next for the fifth one, that is Leo. Leo Aiolia, he's the younger brother of the Sagittaire Aiolos versus Leo Regulus. And Leo Regulus is the nephew of Sagittaire Sisyphinus. Yes, it seems that in the Gold Saints, in Saint Seiya, Leo and Sagittaire, there's always some sort of parentship between them. In the original saga, we had two brothers. In the Lost Canvas, we had nephew and uncle. That means that the father of Leo Regulus, which was also the saint, the gold saint of Leo, is the brother of Sagittaire Sisyphinus. Between these two, Leo Aiolia, I think, is one of those gold saints beloved by the fans of Saint Seiya, but Leo Regulus is more powerful than Aiolia. Leo Regulus is considered the most powerful gold saint ever lived, and this is very important. He can manage to do an Athena exclamation alone, and you have to remember that an Athena exclamation, you need 3 gold saints to perform it. Leo Regulus can perform it on his own. And here we are 3-2 for Lost Canvas. Next one is Virgo Shaka versus Virgo Asmita. Both saints are very similar to each other. Virgo Asmita was blind, even though he was a gold saint. I want to give this one to Virgo Shaka. Virgo Shaka, why? Virgo Shaka is considered as one of the most powerful of the original 12 gold saints. There is quite the debate between who's most powerful between Virgo Shaka and Gemini Saga. We see Asmita performing very little combat in Lost Canvas. He manages to achieve his 8th sense so that he can build the rosary. But Virgo Shaka, we saw him fighting Phoenix Ikki. We saw him fighting in the Hate Saga, and I think here that Virgo Shaka is more powerful than Asmita. Let's go next. Next is Doko. Yes, Libra Doko. In the original saga, Libra Doko, we see him as an old master, an old teacher, while in the Lost Canvas, we see him young and powerful. Libra Doko is the same gold saint in both arcs. In Lost Canvas and in the original saga is the same character, is the same person. The only reason why in the original saga we see him old is because of the Misofeta Menos. The Misofeta Menos is a powerful technique that let your heart beat very slowly so that you can still keep your young appearance when you want it. And during the Hate Saga, we see Libra Doko transforming again in his young form. That is resembles obviously the Lost Canvas Doko. Who is the most powerful? Now, my opinion is that Libra Doko of the original series is more powerful than the Libra Doko of Lost Canvas. Only because whenever he wanted, he could have transformed himself because of the Misofeta Menos. And in Lost Canvas, we see Doko being granted, similar to Sion, being granted recently the gold status, the gold saint, and therefore he's a juvenile gold saint. Even during between the 12 gold saints, both Doko and Sion are considered as young gold saints. So we have 1 point for original animation series. Next one is Scorpio. We have Scorpio Milo versus Scorpio Cardia. In Lost Canvas we see very few moments of Scorpio Cardia. We only know that in Lost Canvas Scorpio was ill from a heart disease. Yes, Scorpio Cardia was ill from a heart disease. He was a very ruthless and powerful gold saint, but he was sick from a heart disease. In the original series, Scorpio Milo, we see him fighting against Hyoga, the gold saint of this one. And in my opinion, I think Scorpio Milo is more powerful than Scorpio Cardia, only because obviously Scorpio Cardia was ill, and that is a very important factor to consider in my analysis. The next two, this is a this was the most difficult one in my opinion, is Sagittaire Aeolios versus Sagittaire Sisypheus. I have already said and I've talked about the parentship, the relationship between the Sagittaire Gold Saint and the Leo Gold Saint. In the original series, Sagittaire Aeolios is the big brother of Sagittaire Aeolius, and in the Lost Canvas, Sagittaire Sisypheus is the uncle of Leo Regulus, thus making them related. This was a very tough one. It was very difficult. It was extremely difficult to decide between these two, because Sagittaire Sisypheus was the commander of the gold of the Saint army of Athena during the Lost Canvas, while Sagittaire Aeolius saved Athena from Saga Gemini. At the end, my decision was based on one particular factor. I want to give my point to Sagittaire Aeolius. I want to give my point to Sagittaire Aeolius only because Sagittaire Aeolius fought Gemini Saga without his gold cloth and with a young baby that was Athena in one hand. So you need a lot of power to do that, and he survived that combat. He fought again Capricorn Shura after Gemini Saga, so he was injured from Gemini Saga, and he fought again Capricorn Shura with the baby, the young Athena baby, on his mind. He also was wounded by the demon rose of Pisces Aphrodite. So considering all this, I think Sagittaire Aeolius was more powerful than Sagittaire Sisypheus. So I think this one is the most one that most probably most of you will not agree, so you can leave me a comment below if you agree or not, but I want to give this one to Sagittaire Aeolius. Next one is Capricorn Shura versus Capricorn El Cid. This was also a little bit difficult, but I want to give this one to Capricorn El Cid. Why? There's a very important factor. Capricorn El Cid managed to forge the Excalibur. Yes, he managed to forge the Excalibur, and therefore he was the first master of the Excalibur. Capricorn Shura found Excalibur already forged for his cloth, and this is why I want to give this one to Capricorn El Cid. I think Capricorn El Cid is more strong than Capricorn Shura. Next one is Aquarius Camus versus Aquarius Deagle. We see very few moments in Lost Canvas animation of Aquarius Deagle. We see him with glasses, with reading glasses. Aquarius Deagle is considered the most intelligent gold saint from Lost Canvas, and also from all gold saints ever existed. Aquarius Camus is the teacher and master of Hyuga, But I want to give my point to Aquarius Deagle, and only for one reason. Both gold saints, master the freeze technique, the snow technique. But out of these two, only one of them managed to reach the absolute zero, and that is Aquarius Deagle. Aquarius Deagle managed to reach absolute zero in his last mission in Lost Canvas. If you want to read more about the stories, go and see the manga, read the manga of Lost Canvas. There's a beautiful story about Aquarius Deagle. He managed to reach absolute zero, and therefore, versus Aquarius Camus. Aquarius Camus didn't reach absolute zero. Hyuga reached the absolute zero and defeated Aquarius Camus in the 11th Temple of the Sanctuary arc. Therefore, my point goes to Aquarius Deagle, and now we are 6-5 for the original saga. Therefore, the last one will decide this battle. We have Aphrodite, Pisces Aphrodite versus Pisces Alba Figa. And here, similar to Cancer, there's no comparison. Pisces Alba Figa is the stronger out of them. We see him fighting against one of the most powerful 3 judges of Hades, that is Minos. He fought him, he won against him, and therefore, in my opinion, he's extremely much stronger and respectful than Aphrodite, Pisces Aphrodite. So my conclusion is that we are at 6-6, 6 gold saints strong in the original series, 6 gold saints stronger in Lost Canvas. At the end, both the original series and Lost Canvas are 2 beloved series in Saint Seiya. Those that liked Saint Seiya as much as I do, they will agree with me that original series and Lost Canvas are the top 2 series in the Saint Seiya animation. You can leave me a comment below if you agree with me. Maybe there are some saints that you think are much stronger than the other, and here is the subscription button. Subscribe for my channel for more interesting videos about the collectible world.